Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Putri Nurul Edina binti Fazil. My matrix number is A22EC0261 and today I'm going to present on my PSM1 report entitled Comparative Analysis of Unsupervised ML Models in NIDS. So let's look into the problem background. Traditional signature-based NIDS causes risks such as follows. First, inability to detect unknown threats. This is because traditional signature-based relies on attack signatures in order to flag any malicious packets as an anomaly. Next, lack of scalability and robustness. This is because in order for a traditional signature-based NIDS to fully work, the network administrator must update its database with every existing threat signatures. Lastly, traditional signature-based NIDS causes a high false positive and false negative rates. The objectives of this research are, first, to review existing unsupervised ML-based NIDS technologies to perform unknown anomaly detection. Second, to design an unsupervised ML-based NIDS framework to perform an unknown anomaly detection experiment. Third, to develop an unsupervised ML-based NIDS experiment using IF, LOF, and K-means clustering algorithms using CSE, CIC, IDS 2018, and UNSW NB15 datasets. And lastly, to assess and compare each unsupervised ML algorithm's performance in unknown threat detection using precision, recall, F1 score, and AUC ROC evaluation metrics. There are 4 scopes in this research. First, ML algorithms. We're going to implement only unsupervised ML algorithms, which are IF, LOF, and K-means clustering in the experiment. Next, network traffic datasets. So we're going to implement CSC, CIC, IDS 2018 by Communication Security Establishment, CSC, and the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity, CIC, in 2018, as well as the UNSW NB15 by University of New South Wales in 2015. Next, the performance metrics that we're going to use in the experiment are precision, recall, F1 score, and AUC ROC. Lastly, the experiment development tools and environments used in this research are Python, Google Colab, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Pandas, and NumPy. This study aims to conduct a lightweight NIDS experiment by first developing and implementing unsupervised ML models, which are IF, LOF, and K-means clustering, to perform threat detection using CSC, CIC, IDS 2018, and UNSW NB15. These models are then going to be analyzed and evaluated in terms of their performance using the chosen performance metrics, which are precision, recall, F1 score, and AUC ROC. This study will contribute in providing valuable insights on the performance of the chosen unsupervised ML models in a lightweight anomaly-based NIDS. The outcome of this study is intended to guide other researchers and security solution developers to optimize the best unsupervised ML model in the study with the highest efficacy for a more accurate and robust anomaly-based NIDS that can seamlessly detect both known and unknown threats. Unlike existing studies that rarely equip both CSE, CIC, IDS 2018, and UNSW NB15 datasets together, this research will provide further insights on the differences of outcomes in both datasets to produce a more generalizable result for a real-world deployment. The research methodology is going to be divided into 3 phases. The first phase is going to review the unsupervised ML-based NIDS technologies, techniques, and characteristics. In this phase, we're going to perform tasks such as study NIDS characteristics in unknown threat detection, review related works and studies on unsupervised ML-based NIDS in unknown threat detection, and so on. The second phase, which is to design and develop the experiment, we're going to conduct tasks such as design a lightweight unsupervised ML-based NIDS experiment, pre-process datasets to be optimized in the experiment, and so on. Lastly, in the third phase, which is the implementation, analysis, and discussion, we're going to run the experiment and analyze the outcome for a further analysis at the end of the research. Now, I'll move on to the literature review. So first, overview of NIDS and its limitation. Cybersecurity has become a growing concern across all sectors, especially for organizations that handle sensitive or mission-critical information. As cyber attacks continue to evolve in both complexity and frequency, the threat to an organization's CIA triad, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability, has never been more serious. So without proper defense mechanism in place, even a small vulnerability can lead to a significant disruption and loss. To mitigate this risk, IDS or intrusion detection systems are deployed as a part of network's defensive architecture. These systems are designed to monitor network traffic or host behaviors and detect signs of unauthorized or malicious activities. There are three types of IDS, which are host-based IDS or HIDS, network-based IDS or NIDS, and hybrid IDS. HIDS operates at an individual or endpoint level. It's typically installed on devices like servers or desktops, where it monitors system calls, logins, and local file access. This approach allows for deep insight into a single device, but its visibility is limited and it may not detect threats moving into the network. On the other hand, NIDS monitors network traffic at strategic points, usually between devices or along communication pathways. It's especially suitable for large or distributed environments because it offers a centralized monitoring and real-time analysis system. This scalability and broader visibility make NIDS a preferred choice for large enterprises. Lastly, we have hybrid IDS, which combines host and network monitoring approaches to deliver a more comprehensive threat detection strategy. Now, traditionally, most NIDS platforms have relied on signature-based detection methods. These methods function more like antivirus software. They can scan traffic for patterns or signatures that match known threats. If a packet matches a known signature, an alert is triggered. However, this approach has significant limitations. First, it's only effective for previously identified threats. If an attacker modifies an existing exploit or launches a brand new attack, the signature-based system will not recognize it. Second, maintaining an up-to-date signature database is very time-consuming and places a heavy burden on network or security administrators. They must constantly ensure that the system is fed with the latest threat intelligence. So this makes the traditional NIDS less scalable and increasingly ineffective in the face of fast-evolving cyber threats. So to overcome the shortcomings of traditional signature-based NIDS, especially their inability to detect unknown or zero-day attacks, machine learning or ML is increasingly integrated into modern IDS systems. ML is a subset of AI that enables systems to learn patterns from data and improve their performance over time without needing to explicitly be programmed for every single scenario. When applied to NIDS, ML brings automation, scalability, and adaptability, the three qualities on signature-based IDS struggles to deliver. One of the most promising areas of ML integration is anomaly-based detection. Unlike signature-based systems, anomaly-based NIDS doesn't look for specific threat patterns. Instead, it establishes a baseline of what is considered normal network behavior. Any deviation from this baseline is flagged as potential threat, so this allows the system to detect both known and unknown activities or attacks, even if the attack vector has never been seen before. Now let's break down ML used in NIDS by looking at the three main learning paradigms: the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. In supervised learning, algorithms are trained on labeled dataset, which means that each sample in the training data is marked as either normal or malicious. Popular algorithms here include SVM or support vector machines, random forest, and J48 decision trees. These models are quite good at classifying traffic they've seen before. However, their main drawback is that they may fail to accurately detect novel attacks, particularly in the training data that doesn't contain those new threat patterns. In other words, supervised models are only good as they have seen the trained data before. Unsupervised learning, on the other hand, doesn't require any labeled data. It identifies patterns and clusters within raw, unlabeled traffic, making it ideal for detecting unknown and unexpected behavior. Common techniques include clustering algorithms and outlier detection methods. Because of their independence from labeled traffic data, these methods are well suited for anomaly-based NIDS and offer a promising solution for catching zero-day attacks. Finally, there is reinforcement learning, which involves training agents to make decisions in an environment through a reward and penalty system. In simpler words, while these methods show potential for adaptive and dynamic intrusion detection, it's often too complex and resource intensive for a lightweight NIDS experiment. The computational cost and the time needed for the model training make reinforcement learning less practical in scenarios where quick deployment and efficiencies are the priorities. So in summary, integrating ML into NIDS not only addresses the limitations of traditional signature-based systems, but also opens doors to intelligence, adaptive threat detection, especially in large-scale or high-risk environments. Now we will look into the existing studies. So first, this table highlights a comparison of existing studies that explore different ML approaches in IDS. So starting off with the study by Liu and Liang in 2019. They utilized a variety of supervised learning algorithms, including random forest, SVM, J48, and others. Their experiments were conducted on multiple datasets such as NSL KDD, KDD99, CIC, IDS 2017, and UNSW NB15. Their models achieved 99.9% accuracy with extremely low false positive rate of 0.001% for known threats. However, their limitation was that these models were ineffective at detecting unknown threats, which makes them less ideal for adaptive IDS systems in a dynamic environment. So moving on to Mansour's 2022 study. The focus of this study was also on supervised learning, specifically naive-based and decision tree algorithms using the KDD99 dataset. The results showed a high true positive rate at 99.97% and a similarly low false positive rate at 0.0003%. Like Liu and Liang, this model performed well on known threats, but again struggled with detecting zero-day attacks due to the limitations of supervised methods. In contrast, Zanero and Savaresi's 2004 study applied on supervised. And in contrast, Zanero and Savaresi's 2004 studies, they applied the similar experiment on unsupervised learning using algorithms like K-means, PDPD, and SOM evaluated on DARPA IDS dataset. Their models were capable of detecting both known and unknown threats by analyzing high anomaly patterns. However, the drawback is that the study is relatively outdated, and the second-tier models used might not be suitable for modern traffic complexities. Lastly, Anindra and Abbas' 2024 study introduced a hybrid-based approach combining supervised learning with deep learning using CNN and BiLSTM. They tested this on CIC IDS 2017 and UNSW NB15 datasets, achieving 98% accuracy on CIC IDS 2017 and 76.34 on UNSW NB15. While the hybrid approach proved effective, it's also noted to be computationally expensive and complex to implement, which might be a barrier for lightweight or resource-limited NIDS environments. So overall, these studies highlight a trend. While supervised models excel in known threat detection, they lack adaptability. Unsupervised and hybrid models provide better support for detecting unknown threats, but they come with challenges in terms of complexity or outdated techniques. This helps justify the direction of this research in focusing more on unsupervised learning models that can adapt to modern network traffic threats while maintaining computational efficiency. The figure shows the experimental design of this research. So first, The datasets will undergo data pre-processing, where it will carry out data cleaning and label encoding. Next, we will perform data visualization to visualize the attack category distribution, correlation metrics, and feature distribution. Apart from that, we're also going to perform feature engineering, where we will carry out the feature selection and dimensionality reduction. Other than that, we're also going to perform train tests split on the data sets to produce 70% training data and 30% test data. Other than that, we're also going to perform model training on the training data only. We're going to use 5-fold cross-validation, and we're going to perform data normalization on the training fold only. For the data normalization, we're going to implement Z-score approach. Lastly, we're going to perform the performance evaluation, where we will use metrics calculation on the test data such as precision, recall, F1 score, and AUC ROC. We're also going to implement a statistical test, which is Wilcoxon signed rank test, to evaluate the significance of the research.